So I recently did a short where I was showing you how it's so frustrating when chrome doesn't stick to your top coat. But it got a lot of other questions that I thought I'd make a longer video to show you why and other things can happen. It's tough to get a flawless coat, so I'm going to show you some of the tricks to get a flawless coat of chrome. One of my favorite things to do in the nail art world, as far as nails go, but it can be very finicky and very ugly if it doesn't go right. So the issue I was addressing was, let's say you've got that top coat on there. It's a non-wipe top coat. That's what we put chrome powder on. So here's an example of what the frustration is. You get that on there, look at that. No matter how hard you're pressing in and how much you get on there, it's just not sticking. Okay. Why does that happen? First of all, get rid of it. You need a little duster. Always have this when you're doing chrome. Very important. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a top coat on. This is a non-wipe top coat. Some people were confused as what kind of top coat. Don't get a top coat that you wipe off the dispersion layer and then it remains shiny. Get a non-wipe. So when I put my top coat on, you want a flawless coat. Put it on as smooth as you possibly can, making sure the top coat is in every little corner, because if it's not, the chrome won't attach to it. So make sure that it is a very smooth application. Okay, once I'm happy with that, looks pretty good. You're gonna nuke it, but I will tell you, here's a little tip. The dirtier your applicator is, the more dull it will be, the less shiny it will be. So try to have an applicator that's relatively clean or pretty nice and clean. You're going to dip into your powder and then we're going to rub it on. See how it's sticking now? Now you see it's naked under there. I don't have any color under there. If I had a black color under there, it might make it a little bit more intense. And I'm just going to make sure I get it everywhere. So here's what I'm going to do too, is the next step, I'm going to make sure there is no powder on there, okay? Because the tiniest little speck of chrome is going to drag into it and it's going to cause marks. It's such a finicky little thing. I'm going to put another coat of my top coat on it because I'm going to do a second coat of chrome to get that intensity of color that I want. Now there's some other things in here I'm hoping that are popping up so I can walk you through. See that? My cuticle isn't as smooth as it could be. We're going to address that and that kind of separation pocking. We're going to address that. Okay, so you're going to cure it. Okay, so I'm going to get a cleaner end and I'm going to do a second coat and you'll see the intensity of color a little bit better. It's way better. Okay. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So see all the little edges in there with all the chrome? That's going to happen. It's going to get in there. But there is a way that you can make it a little bit smoother. So here's something else we're going to do. Here's another little trick. Chrome, again, you have to have that surface as smooth as you can possibly get it. One way to do that is to buff it. And one way I do it is I take my mandrel and I go over top of the whole thing, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, cuticle and all, and make it as even as I possibly can for going back and forth. Make sure there's absolutely no little dents or pockets in there whatsoever, okay? Or even scratches or anything. Then I will take this particular bit next. I'll get a really pointy bit and I want to smooth out the cuticle as much as possible. I do this with gel polish, but it's crucial with chrome. And I will take this little bit and I will go around the cuticle and make sure there's no little crusties or anything in there that is sticking up or uneven or anything. Just get rid of it because the chrome will latch onto it and magnify it. Because of the chrome effect, it'll just highlight any boo-boo around the cuticle. So I'm going in for some cuticle separation there and cuticle smoothness, you might say. Just smooth it right out. Okay, just a little move. It's not a huge move, but that will save your chrome. You'll be happy you did that. Then I will take a smoothing sponge and just gently go over it. The cuticle particularly I'm focusing on. I'll just turn it like this. So just focus around that cuticle and just go real smooth around there. Okay, and then I'm going to take my, remember this is super important, a duster. This gets away all the dust. I really use this a lot in chrome, and I'll tell you why. I'll show you. I don't usually use alcohol to clean the nails too much. I try not to do it too much because sometimes the alcohol can have, especially for 70%, you can have water in there. And even if you're using like a cleanser, like some lines will have a gel cleanser. If you use that, sometimes there's other things in there that can interfere with the top coat going on really super smooth. Let me see if it'll do that. So if I put this on now, some top coats will react to it, some won't. See, it's sort of, see it pitting? Do you see that little tiny pit? Yeah, you see those little divots in there? Sometimes the alcohol, the surface of it will make it do that. So that's why I don't, especially if I'm in a hurry. If you do it and clean it, you don't have to do it. As long as you dust it off really good, then you don't have to use the alcohol. But if you do use the alcohol to clean out the cuticles, which is very tempting to do sometimes, I would say then give it some time to dry so that alcohol is completely dried off there. And if there is any other moisture or anything there, it will get off. Okay, so I'm going to dry this out as much as I can. So I get rid of all the dust possible. That's key with chrome. That's your biggest enemy with chrome. The dust of the chrome itself and the dust of what you're using to prep that nail. Okay? So dry and dust free. Now my cuticle is super clean and super smooth and super ready for the gel polish. Okay, so I'm going to cure that now. Chrome. And again, to get that flawless finish, use a clean eye makeup applicator. You can buy these really cheap at the store, actually. And just make sure, it looks really messy and really getting into your cuticles and stuff, but that's all par for the course. That's okay. Don't worry about that. That'll all come out. Okay, once I complete this chrome, I'm going to give it a gel top coat and then a full cure. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest, and we're going to take a look at the final photos. One little mistake I want to share with you. This is what I do when I come across this kind of thing. See right in that corner right there? So if you can zoom in there, cameraman, you can see that one little corner right there. See that little divot there kind of settled in there? That's the nail polish top coat settling in that one little corner, and then the powder gets hooked up on it. Okay, I didn't have that too much with this hand. This hand, I will say, my opposite hand, I did have that a couple times and I had to fix it. This is what I do. Get your drill bit and get this little tiny bit here. That is my trimmer bit, and that is what's going to get in there. Let me turn it on. Just turn it on a very low speed. Now I'm going to go in there just the very end of it and hit the spot I don't want. I don't want to hit the other chrome. There. I think I got rid of it. Move the dust. I can see it a tiny bit maybe. I mean, this is getting really picky. Okay, that looks like it did pretty good. And then I'm just going to drop a little oil on there. Massage it in. It's looking pretty good. Okay, and thank you for staying to the end. I have a special announcement. May 6th, 7th, and 8th, I'm teaching a 3-day in-person class. Go to nailcareer.com. All the information and the details are there. I hope you can join me, and I look forward to meeting you.